So in my last video, I ranked all of the classic Sonic games, as you all know, and while I was editing that video, I came up with another video idea involving a classic Sonic game. This idea being comparing Sonic 1 and Sonic Advance, 1-to-1, to see which one is superior. And now you're watching that idea come to fruition. Today, in this video, I compare Sonic 1 and Sonic Advance to see which is better, obviously in my opinion. Now before I get to the comparing, I want to briefly explain the criteria, which includes gameplay, special stages, boss battles, visuals, and of course, music. Whichever game is better in whichever criteria earns a point. Whichever game has the most points by the time I'm done going through each criteria wins, meaning it is the superior game. So now that I've explained that, let's get to the video. Gameplay. So I know I've talked about gameplay before with regards to Sonic 1. Hell, it was my previous video. But there are some things I have not mentioned before. Now let me start by saying that I've always thought the gameplay in Sonic 1 was subpar. There are obvious reasons like no spin dash, no invisibility frame when it comes to spikes, level design is annoying at times, you all know that. But when comparing Sonic 1 to other 2D Sonic games like Advance, there are more problems that start to arise. Like lack of power-ups. There are only really 3 power-ups in this game, them being the shield and invincibility and speed shoes. The stage gimmicks aren't that interesting either, like sometimes they're very annoying, Marble Zone, but then Sonic Advance on the other hand, kind of is better in all of those departments. Obviously you can spin dash, but you also have other moves that you can perform as Sonic or any other character that you're playing as. And while the level design can be annoying at times, it's still better and more interesting than Sonic 1. For example, in Ice Mountain Zone Act 1 and 2, there are multiple paths you can take to get to the end goal. And I mean, I still find myself discovering new ways to traverse through the stage. And the stage gimmicks are obviously better too. Just compare Spring Yard Zone from Sonic 1 and Casino Park Zone and you'll see what I mean. There's also more variety in terms of playstyles because you can play as 4 other characters besides Sonic. The only part of Advance's gameplay that's bad is the level design of, stages like Angel Island Zone. And you'll know what I'm talking about if you played the game because I'm not getting into that now. So in conclusion, it's very clear which game prevails in the gameplay department. Sonic Advance earns 1 point for having better and more interesting gameplay than Sonic 1, making this current score, the score is showing on the screen. If you're a Sonic fan, you should know that special stages have been very prevalent on the 2D side of things, as almost separate from the normal stages. So that's why I've separated the gameplay and special stages into separate categories. So with that being said, Sonic 1 special stages are actually not that bad. They are relatively simple, meaning you'll probably figure out what you're supposed to do relatively fast, even if it's your first time playing. Sonic Advance, on the other hand, while the special stages are abysmal. First off, they're really hard to find. Second off, well, they're just bad and not fun to play at all. The point of view is terrible and kind of confuses you as to how you control within the special stage. Well, at least it confused me when I first played Sonic Advance. And as I said before, they are just not fun to play in general. These are not stages I want to replay ever. So in conclusion, it is very obvious that Sonic 1's special stages are way better than Sonic Advance's for being more simple and just more fun to play, meaning Sonic 1 earns 1 point, leaving the score at 1 for Sonic 1 and 1 for Sonic Advance. In terms of Sonic 1's boss battles, they're okay. They are extremely simple, but that's probably because it was the first Sonic game ever, and since they are very simple, they're pretty easy too. Even the final boss is the easiest in the series, the easiest final boss in the whole of, the Sonic the Hedgehog series, in my opinion. So is that a negative or positive? Well, I'd say it's both. The positive part being the fact that it's easy, so if you're a first time player, you'll have a better time. And with the negative part being the fact that it might be a bit too simple for some, meaning it might be boring to play for those that find it too simple, especially if they've played Sonic 1 before. But otherwise, Sonic 1's bosses are relatively simple and easy to beat. With regards to Sonic Advance, the boss battles are fairly more interesting. They're a bit more dynamic and creative than Sonic 1's, but not by much. They're still relatively simple and basic besides the final boss, if you've collected all of the Chaos Emeralds, because if you didn't know, if you haven't collected all of the Chaos Emeralds from the special stages, then you fight a different final boss in Sonic Advance. So the one with Super Sonic is definitely the most interesting in the game. So overall, in terms of boss battles, Sonic Advances are definitely more interesting and fun, which doesn't necessarily mean that Sonic 1s are bad, but just less interesting and fun, as I said before. Meaning Sonic Advance gets the point here, making the score 2 for Sonic Advance and 1 for Sonic 1. In terms of visuals, Sonic 1s are decent. They can be really good, like in Starlight Zone and Spring Yard Zone, and they can be a bit on the bland side in stages like Labyrinth Zone. But nonetheless, in terms of other positives, some of the details in some stages, whether it be in the background or at the forefront, are interesting to look at. You could probably come up with a bit of extra lore if you wanted to from looking at certain details in some of these stages, which is pretty neat. But yeah, Sonic 1's visuals are simply decent. Sonic Advance's visuals are also just decent. Cosmic Angel definitely has the most interesting visuals as it is very colorful and bright, but in my opinion, personally, the Sonic Advance games would only get visually interesting starting with the second one. Sonic Advance 2 and 3 are visually more interesting than the first one in my opinion, but we are not comparing those ones to Sonic 1, we're obviously comparing the first one. So overall, I think both games, visual-wise, are just decent, but Sonic 1 has Starlight Zone and Spring Yard Zone, and Sonic Advance doesn't have those stages, so this round goes to Sonic 1, in my opinion, making the score 2 for Sonic 1 and 2 for Sonic Advance. Now the final round, saving the best for last, music. Now I have touched on Sonic 1's soundtrack before in my ranking video of the classic Sonic games, and nothing's different with regards to my opinion. Sonic 1's soundtrack is iconic, obviously. Green Hill alone is one of the most recognizable and catchy video game melodies ever. The rest of the soundtrack is very memorable too, with my personal favorites being Spring Yard Zone and Scrap Brain Zone. You'll even find tracks like Marble Zone's theme stuck in your head. The special stage theme is probably one of the best lullaby type songs ever in a video game. I could honestly go on, but we gotta talk about Sonic Advance. Sonic Advance's soundtrack is a bit less iconic. I'd say the most recognizable tracks are Neo Green Hill Zone Act 1 and the title screen theme. Otherwise, I think it's a pretty decent soundtrack. Most of the tracks in the soundtrack are solid bit pop type tunes, so if you're into that type of music, you should really enjoy this soundtrack, but otherwise it's not nearly as iconic as Sonic 1's. So overall, Sonic Advance's soundtrack is really solid and is probably one of the best bit pop type soundtracks, but is nowhere near as iconic or memorable as Sonic 1's soundtrack. So this round goes to Sonic 1. And that makes the final score 3-2 between Sonic 1 and Sonic Advance, meaning judging by my very specific criteria, Sonic 1 is better than Sonic Advance, mainly because of almost everything besides gameplay with the exception of special stages. The music and visuals of Sonic 1 are just too iconic and memorable compared to Sonic Advance. Sonic Advance may be a great Sonic game, but it's just not as memorable as Sonic 1, hence why Sonic 1 wins. Personally, I probably would go back to Sonic 1 more than Sonic Advance, even with no Spin Dash and Labyrinth Zone. But I still love Sonic Advance nonetheless. If we were comparing Sonic 1 to Sonic Advance 2 or 3, then this final score would probably be very different, but that's not the case clearly. So Sonic 1 wins. And yeah, that ends off this video. So if you would like to see me compare more Sega games to each other, please leave your suggestions down below in the comments. Otherwise, that ends off this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.